My goal throughout this trip is to make sure that we have strong economic partnership with these two countries. As Canada is, of course, seeking to diversify its economy. The goal is to be closer to the EU, and in the context of the EU, two countries that we know we can do more business with, and that we can also continue to develop strong partnerships is definitely Sweden and Finland. It is important to remind ourselves that when Finland and Sweden decided to join NATO at the time, Canada was the first to ratify their accession to NATO. It was based on the fact that it was in our interest to have more Arctic countries part of the alliance, but also we knew that there were strong diplomatic and also economic ties with these two countries.
Canada and Sweden thought they could corner Donald Trump, but the whole stunt backfired spectacularly because Canada rushed off to Stockholm and Helsinki, strutting through photo ops and press events as if teaming with Nordic allies would intimidate Washington. Instead, it exposed Canada's weakness. They surrendered leverage. They gave up tariffs and gained nothing. Trump didn't blink. He won. The Financial Times confirmed Canada received nothing, absolutely nothing, in relief from Trump's tariffs. Before I go further, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss the latest breakdowns. Canada's big play was simple. If Trump wouldn't cut them a fair deal, maybe Sweden and Finland would. They floated military pacts, hinted at critical minerals, even teased buying Sweden's jets instead of us planes. Bold talk on paper, but dripping with desperation. Like a teenager threatening to move out, the parents just nod, knowing they'll crawl back embarrassed. And this wasn't whispers. Online posts called it out directly. One on X said, "Canada is strengthening defense ties with Finland and Sweden." Another flagged interest in Sweden's jets and icebreaker deals to ease US reliance. Trump doesn't sweat Canada shopping around. He knows no European alliance replaces the US market. America's consumer base is unmatched. Canada needs the US far more. That's why the Nordic handshakes, the photos, the speeches, it's theater. Trump knows it. They know it. He sets the rules, waiting for anyone to step out of line. Then comes the tariff hammer, and Canada can't absorb that blow. No Swedish jets or icebreakers fix that dependency.
Let's talk about fighter jets briefly. For years, it seemed like Canada's choice for its next fighter jet was a done deal. The Lockheed Martin F-35, that stealthy fifth-generation powerhouse from the US, was a contract waiting to be signed, but then geopolitics changed. The era of America First under President Trump and the new trade tensions they brought really rattled Canada's trust. It was a wake-up call. Suddenly, buying a plane wasn't just about military capability, it was about strategic autonomy. Canada realized that relying solely on one ally, even a close one, was no longer a smart move. So the F-35 procurement is now back under review. The Canadian government, now under Prime Minister Carney, has openly said it's reassessing the deal to make sure that it's the right fit for a changing world. And this is where this conversation gets interesting, because now we're talking about a contender that was once dismissed, Sweden's Saab Gripen. On paper, the Gripen isn't the same class as the F-35. It's a fourth-generation fighter, and it can't really match the F-35's advanced stealth capabilities, but that's not the whole story. The Gripen brings a lot of unique benefits to the table. For one, Saab has offered to assemble the planes in Canada, which could mean a huge boost to Canada's domestic aerospace industry and create jobs. It's a plane designed for rugged conditions. It can even operate from makeshift roads, which is perfect for patrolling Canada's vast and remote Arctic regions. And critically, it doesn't require the same deep integration with the US systems as the F-35, which gives Canada more control over its own fleet. The Gripen isn't just a plane, it is a symbol, and is a statement of strategic autonomy.
When Trump slammed Canada with it showed who runs the board and that he wasn't bluffing. When Trump speaks, he follows through. Ottawa may puff its chest about defying him, but when the tariffs landed, they folded instantly. How high should we jump, Mr. President? Retaliatory taxes pulled back, digital levies shelved, trade defenses dismantled because Trump made it clear, test us and your economy bleeds. We don't need you, you need us. Canada blinked first. That's why this Nordic play is smoke and mirrors. It looks flashy, but Trump holds the hammer. He's proven again and again that when America flexes economic muscle, smaller states crumble. Ottawa's learning the hard way. Talk is cheap when you're begging the same man you claimed you'd fight. And the blowback is brutal. Canada thought linking arms with Sweden would project toughness. Instead, it showcased weakness. They bent on tariffs and got nothing back. No breakthrough, no relief, not even symbolism. Trump sat back, silent, while Ottawa cracked on its own. Back home, critics are pouncing. The Prime Minister promised elbows-up toughness, but delivered handshakes and retreats. Voters notice. Canada looks owned by Washington, and Trump, smiling, sees every concession as proof he was right. America dictates terms, not the other way. That's the reality. Canada and Sweden can announce partnerships all day, but without Washington's approval, they're meaningless. Even reports admit the Nordic pivot is more show than substance. Trump is reminding everyone America is the center, politically, economically, strategically. Anyone who tries boxing him in ends up boxed out. Canada thought Sweden gave leverage. Instead, it waved surrender. The strategy collapsed. Trump grew stronger, and Ottawa stood exposed. That's why opponents always lose scrambling while Trump holds firm and they fold, Canada thought. Lifting tariffs and dropping threats. Wold soften him. Wrong. They surrendered. Bargaining power without getting anything. Trump didn't rush in. He waited. That's negotiation. Never give up for nothing. Ottawa blinked. Trump triumphed. He didn't lift a finger. Washington's silence said it all. For Canada, the nightmare scenario unfolded, concessions made, nothing gained, economy weakened. Trump understands timing, pressure, patience. He waits while others panic, then seizes the prize. He holds the strongest hand, dictates terms. Canada forgot. Give away leverage, you get ignored. That's the cost of weak strategy versus a strong president. Now, knives are out in Ottawa. The Prime Minister promised toughness, but is branded weak, incapable of defending national interests. Trump just shrugs, easy win. And each concession fuels outrage. Citizens ask, what did we gain? The answer, nothing. Just humiliation. Ottawa looks desperate to please Washington while Trump collects wins effortlessly. That's political suicide. Carney's image is collapsing. Leaders who posture without leverage against Trump get crushed. Opposition circles, voters fume, credibility collapses. Trump, meanwhile, grows stronger. Canada's Nordic pivot may sound refreshing, with fighters and icebreakers, but it's cosmetic. Symbolic projects don't replace the US market. That's the truth. Trump knows it. Ottawa knows it. The world knows it. Without us backing, partnerships collapse. America remains the gravity. That's why this looks like panic instead of power. Canada tried bluffing. Trump called, and they lost. The world saw it play out. That's the danger of pretending Nordic deals can counter American might. They can't. Trump's grip is iron. Canada's strategy isn't strategy at all. It's surrender parading as diplomacy. Trump didn't just win. He revealed Ottawa's fragility.
Of my visit, I met in Sweden the Prime Minister. I had breakfast with him this morning. Also with the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of the Economy, Ebba Busch, with the Minister of Defense. And I also met with key business leaders, maybe the CEO of SAB, of AstraZeneca, of ABB, and Ericsson. And we already know that there are lots of very important Swedish companies that are doing business across Canada.
The message couldn't be clearer. In this arena, Trump commands, everyone else reacts. And that's today's breakdown. From all of us here at Zone Media Network, head over to American Zone for non-stop US coverage, where I appear often. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Love you.